I think so. Let me see. See if I can brighten it up a little bit. There we go. Okay. So today is gonna, well, tonight is gonna be a collective reading, and there were a little like quick bring I did pull my energy back in from just the day, and focused on breathing and making sure it's being directed towards the solar. Also, I used some crystals as well. And then I just sat here and just, you know, did a little bit of praying, did what I had to do, and there's a few things that came to mind. One of them was the song by Katy Perry called Dark Horse. And I Googled, for some reason I felt just compelled to Google what this meant. And I did, and it's pretty interesting. But there's some other things that Kona, stop it. Thank you. Let's see. Sorry, that's the dog. Okay, let's see. So I envisioned like 2 mountain peaks and then like the V in the middle. But it's like it was almost completely dark. You can barely see just the outline of the mountain. And it was very high, but I was down on the ground away from it, looking at it. And what's funny is my name actually means mountain, but that's not what's resonating with me as the meaning of what I was seeing and what I was feeling. For me, it was more of like looking at the aspects of the hardest part of my journey, honestly. So that came into mind. And that song, Dark Horse, like I was explaining, and it really resonates with what's all going on in the collective. It's actually pretty freaking shocking, but I kept hearing that song over and over today, and silly me, I'm just like do, you know, and like trying to be more aware, in the same time getting lost in my head. But I decided to stop and look it up. And the album is called Prism, okay? But beside the title of her album, Katy Perry is suggesting that she is now leaving the dark place she used to call her life, and letting in the good that is now coming to her. She states, as an artist, she is trying to communicate that her feeling and view of life have now changed and are still changing for the better. Okay, now I wanted to understand what this dark horse meant. And so I Googled it, and the meaning of dark horse is someone who is not well known or expected to succeed, but who unexpectedly achieves prominence or wins a competition. That is the definition of a dark horse. So when she says, I'm going to come at you like a dark horse, she's coming at you, yeah, correctly, kind of unexpected combat. But she's coming at you with so much strength behind her. And I'm going to go into more detail about it because it's really going to, resonate a lot more. But at the beginning of the song, which is, they kind of like phrase it as being kind of cocky or cynical, having a cynical attitude of the guy that she is talking about. But where it says, I knew you were gonna come to me. But as she talks to him, she begins to warn him about what he is getting himself into. Katie has had bad experiences with guys before, and so she is letting this guy know that he can't just leave her, but that he must stay with her. And people that just came in, I'm talking about Katy Perry, this song called Dark Horse, which ultimately means someone who is not well known or expected to succeed, but who unexpectedly achieves prominence or wins a competition. Okay, back to what the meanings are. With guys before, and so she is letting this guy know that he can't just leave her, but that he must stay with her, also implying that she can do anything, stating that she has power and she can do some damage with it. So the lyrics say, but you better choose carefully, 'cause I'm capable of anything, and everything. Now, the lyrics to me suggest that she embodies the energy of something that's very beautiful, but profoundly ancient, that is extremely powerful. I mean, I'm feeling royalty, like royalty, but amongst like the gods and the goddesses, you know, and all those. Then she begins to talk about how she should be treated, like anybody would express how they would want to be treated. Stating that if he really wants her, he will make her his Aphrodite. Talking about the story of the Trojan, okay, the Trojan War. She is saying that she wants him to treat her as the most beautiful girl in the world and make it seem as though she is the only one in the world. Also warning him in emphasis and repetition, okay, I'm letting you know what you're getting yourself into. If you hurt me, it's not that I'm going to hurt you back, but the people behind me will. That it wouldn't be a good idea to be in bad terms with her. Once again, referring to the beginning of the verse when stating her power. Make me your Aphrodite. Then it says, make me your one and only, but don't make me your enemy. Then she repeats it, your enemy, your enemy. She then begins to interrogate the guy by making him think twice about playing games during her chorus. As she asks questions about him, being sure about being able to handle someone like her, her lyrics are, so you want to play with magic, boy, you should know what you're falling for, Then she's, baby, do you dare to do this? Warning him again. Then she states these questions, and that hits him with the bigger picture of comparing herself to a dark horse, meaning that she is not someone that is not to play with, because she has undergone so much deceit, betrayal, backstabbing, I mean the whole 9 yards. She's been to the bottoms of pits, to the bottom of pits and back, you know. She's had it tough, and those are the ones who they say come out stronger. But I think this is very significant with what's going on in the collective. Back to what it's saying, when talking about that, you know, she's not to be messed with, she uses the term and symbolic meaning of a dark horse, going along with the title, since meaning that she could strike at any minute. She tries to communicate that she is now smarter than anyone can ever imagine. To me, it sounds like she's embodying, not just praying, but she is embodying the energy of multiple gods and goddesses. I mean, here she's talking about presenting herself as Aphrodite. You know, we also have Isis, Ra, who all seem to appear as to be women. She also goes to say, she also has a few separate image covers that have been made to representing this song. This being one of them, representing her as a woman of power, strength, and no fear. That kind of reminds me of like Bastet and Skemet. Also showing that as innocent as she may look, she can also have a dark side to her personality when being played with. So this to me is the embodiment of the goddess Aphrodite. She then continues her course with intimidating questions and asks if he is ready for a perfect storm, explaining her perspective, her courage, her confidence, her zest, her you know, just her essence, because she is embodying, she has the energy of Aphrodite. She's embodying Aphrodite from within. So whatever's within is gonna like exude out. So the perspective of herself, she identifies herself as perfect, but she also uses the word storm to explain how nasty she can be. Now, in hindsight, if you look at it, you have the light and the dark. In tarot, that is the high priestess, to me. She identifies herself as the perfect storm, and just how horrible she can make his life if he has bad intentions. So again, the embodiment of her ancient teacher, who may also represent the dark side, and night, and equally so the crown of the light. So embodiment of the light and the dark being equally balanced. Then her lyrics go on to say, are you ready for a perfect storm, perfect storm? She then mentions that once he makes the decision to be with her, there's no changing his mind. Once again stating that this isn't a game. After all the heartache and betrayal Katie has gone through, she will not tolerate any more betrayal, misuse, and belittlement. She wants some things long term and will not entertain anything less. She knows her worth, for she embodies the energy of royalty, a goddess, deity, call it what you may, and what doesn't play is the royal energy she is stepping into. That's just something that I just felt like needed to be added to it for me to explain it. So the lyrics continue going on saying, "'Cause once you're mine, there's no going back." In her second verse, she begins it with a big "hey," along with an exclamation mark to get his attention and make sure he is paying attention. She then begins to open up about how wonderful the love they can be and how it will just keep on growing. She describes it as a bird without a cage, like almost like liberation from any kind of bonds or chains or anything like that. Identifying the meaning of freedom, and there would be no holding back in the relationship they could have. Also adding that their relationship would not be in the cloud like a dream, but realist. Also, when it comes to the bird without a cage, I'm also picking up that she's taken her power back with that confidence and courage. Okay, so back to the lyrics, it says, "Hey, mark my words, this love will make you levitate, like a bird without a cage. We're down to earth." Okay, so now she waits for a response as she informs him that even if he wants to leave, he shouldn't because it would be a good idea. She makes him be sure of his answer, letting him know that she doesn't believe in being left hanging with the word maybe, but that he better think about it before he makes any decisions. I mean, it's so repetitious about being consistent, not having to, like, if you're going to be my partner, you're going to be on my level. You're going to be on my level. I'm going to want you on my level, and you're going to want to be on my level because that's a mutual understanding right there. Let's see. Once again, using repetition to, that's what I just said. There's so much repetition here, and now it's saying, once again, using repetition to emphasize and make sure he knows that he must be sure before making any decisions, before he gives it all to her and she falls for him. So, in my words, she makes it clear her intentions, and if his intentions don't line up, then she is simply uninterested. It took her a long time to heal her heart, which was probably one of the hardest things she has endured. She seems intimidating, I would say, but it's merely just her holding firm to the boundaries she has created, rightfully so. Now back to her lyrics. If you choose to walk away, don't walk away. It's in the palm of your hand. It's a yes or a no, no maybe. So just be sure before you give it all to me. All to me. Give it all to me. So she says that 3 times, and then I think she says enemy 3 times. The final verse is made by a rapper named Juicy J. He begins describing Katie as a beast and stating that her name is Karma, also directing this to the guy, which she may be talking to, that he's already had experiences with her and he does not recommend it. He is explaining and reassuring the fact that she will get payback. Whatever he does will come back to him. So the lyrics go as, she's a beast. I call her karma. Then referring back to the beast statement, he adds on that she can eat his art. She can eat his heart like Jeffrey Dahmer. A murder involved in cannibalism, meaning that Katie is not innocent. What the fuck? She eat your heart out like Jeffrey Dahmer. He continues to warn him to be careful and not play games because she has a big heart. To further describe her heart, Juicy J uses the word steroids to explain just how strong and unescapable her love is, that he may just fall in love with her as a result. It says, be careful. Try not to lead her on. It says Shorty's heart is on steroids because her love is so strong. You may fall in love. And then they say, he then begins to talk about how special Katie is and how he should feel lucky to have a girl like her. Once again, turns it back around and states that just because she is special, she should be played with, or else that sweetness will change in a matter of seconds. I wrote, a truly divine feminine requires a truly divine masculine. Okay, back to the lyrics. It says, when you meet her, if you get the chance, you better keep her. She's sweet as pie, but if you break her heart, she turns cold as a freezer. He then refers to the story of Sleeping Beauty, explaining what he would like to do to her, further explaining on how his experience with her was and how he is attracted to her. He's begins to talk about his feelings about her and his perspective. After so much warning, he begins to no longer care about how bad she can be because she is worth it. The lyrics say, that fairy tale ending with a knight in shining armor. She can be my sleeping beauty. I'm gonna put her in a coma. Damn, I think I love her. Shawty so bad. He starts to change his tone to more persuasive, talking about how he feels about her and how it doesn't bother him. She can do whatever she wants to him sexually, as he begins to describe her riding him like a roller coaster, to describe how they are sexually, and using an amusement fair to describe how much fun she is. He describes her love as addicted like a drug, and how once you start, you can't stop. He describes Katie isn't someone that anyone could just get involved with and leave, because she is that addictive that she makes her way to a man's heart. She's that bitch. All right, the lyrics, it says, I'm sprung and I don't care. She ride me like a roller coaster, turn the bedroom into a fair. Her love is like a drug. I don't know why I keep messing this up. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. She ride me like a roller coaster, turn the bedroom into a fair. Her love is like a drug. I was trying to hit it and quit it, but little mama's so dope, so I messed around and got addicted. She ride me like a roller coaster. I personally enjoy this song a whole lot. This is just from, taking a step back and looking into more into what her intentions were behind this song and how it affected her in her life. I can relate to it in a whole lot of levels. Katy Perry herself is a very good and talented artist, but this song doesn't just have a good beat. It shows a lesson about playing around with people's emotions and how it isn't right to lead people on, because there aren't just people who get revenge, but sometimes what goes around comes around. So what Katie is saying here, or what they're saying about Katie, is that, you know, it's not that she's this nasty person. Like I said at the very beginning, she's not the one who's bearing the bearing arms. It's the ones that stand behind her. So whatever you put out, just like she's embodying that Aphrodite energy, she's putting out this aura, this attraction, this magnetism, because I guess she's evidently interested in this guy. But if you don't know about her past, it may not make all that much sense, but she was married one time. Well, she was married, and then it ended in a divorce, an ugly divorce, and she was really in love with this person. And he pushed all her buttons the wrong, you know, and did all the wrong things. Just truly took her heart for advantage, took her time for an advantage. Wasn't there to be her partner. It was more of like a tit for tat, and ultimately eventually became more like a competition. But it expressed how a woman should be treated, and how sometimes in the world there are a lot of women who get played with because they are seen as the inferior sex. In a way, this song shows that women have power. It may not be physically, even though some women are, but emotionally. It stands up to women's rights and shows the women can play the same game men can, and men don't always have to be the ones that do the damage, but women can do just as much damage, if not more. So that was really freaking interesting to me. And with that, I'm gonna go on and do a reading and see how that had to resonate with what's going on in the energy. So for the ones that have stuck around the longest, thank you guys. I'm so glad you have. Let's see. Well, right in front of me, I have, it says Ascension, number 9. So somebody is leveling up here. That's what this is saying. And then right next to it, I have Heal. So someone must have found themselves in something called the dark night of the soul, or maybe just like a tough time, where their habits and their fears and their actions began to really like shine bright in their mind, like a highlighter, you know, in order for them to have this ascension, to be someone's ascension. And now this card to me represents the Magician, and the Magician is all about manifestation. And it says, as above, so below. So I see someone has healed from some sort of maybe some sort of relationship dynamic that has happened in the like long way time ago, in the past. They have seen that negative patterns of behavior in relationships that they are they're putting out there has gone unrecognized for a very long time. And I know that has happened for me. I know for damn sure. So, but I'm speaking to the ones who this resonates with. You are going through some sort of leveling up here, where you're truly surrendering your trapped feelings and thoughts, negative thoughts, the trauma that has kept you stuck. You know, you're truly alchemizing that with this healing and ascension. And it's putting you into a place with as above, so below, is putting you in a place of having like really good manifestation powers or gifts or whatever. For sure. Whatever happened in some sort of dynamic with another person, they evidently have done something that was not kind, and like Katy Perry was saying in there, that to choose carefully, because it's gonna, whatever you do and whatever you send out is ultimately going to come back to you in return. So it says ascension, manifestation, and then the flying ointment, which means to let loose. Okay, you have mastered a high level of ascension. You have leveled up quite a few steps in a very short span of time. And I truly believe that this had to happen in order for you to like 100% surrender to your whoever it is that you seek spiritually, to embody that energy. So right here I see meadows. It says success, blessings, and positivities. So with the increase in manifestation after your ascension from healing something, you're receiving like mass success and blessings. They're just going to start coming in, and you're going to start receiving a lot of more positivity back. And you may find yourself, this is crazy, this is stoicism. It literally says manifestation on here, but you may find yourself in like a state of like warmth, but a kind of warmth that is peaceful. It's almost like just peace and quiet. And when you get to that place, you become more receptive. You become more aware of the things that your spirit guides and all the ones that love you in the spirit and here, but mainly in the spirit, you'll be able to actually reunite with them. You'll be able to feel them once again. And I think that's the most beautiful thing when it comes to the troubling lessons of grief, that the further you find yourself diving deeper and deeper into your spirituality, into who you truly are and at your fullest potential. Well, I'm not going to say at your fullest potential, because we're always evolving. There's no end. Like many people say, it's about the journey. Well, there's no end to that journey. There's no destination. So we're constantly evolving. So I don't think you can ever be your best self, because you're going to always become better. And your spirit team, your guides are just, they are backing you up 100%. And like I was saying about that grieving process, if you find yourself in a place where you've lost someone very, very dear to you, which I have, and it took me years, like a few years, to I don't know, just to even snap back, you know. It happened in 2016, and I didn't snap back till 2022 from the loss. But as you get deeper into your spirituality and finding yourself and being in alignment, which is all just gonna, just like these gifts that are gonna come in a domino effect, one after another, so is your awareness and your body and how it functions, and your spirit body, and you're gonna be able to connect with those that you've lost, that you've loved and thought you would never see again in a million years. And those who don't believe in, like this one says, the forgotten ghost, you know, unfortunately, they have people who don't believe that our loved ones are here with us all times. Some believe that it just goes black and that's it. Well, that's not the truth. That's not the truth. They're always with you. So if you're ever wanting to get closer to that person, you know, rather than having to pay somebody to do it for you, healing yourself and putting yourself first will definitely be a great start in going towards that reunion. After reunion, we have, and not only that, the grief subsides because you know they're there. Like, there's no more 5 stages. I'm sure things are triggering sometimes, but you know you can always tap in and, you know, communicate. Talk to them. Feel them. Then we have transformation. Feeding crows. This transformation is, I'm looking at this girl, and she looks like a shy girl, but she's radiating. She has feathers coming out of her hair. She kind of reminds me of the Morgan, I'm not gonna lie. Is this the Morgan? Hold on. I've got to see if this is the Morgan. Well, let me just grab, wait, I don't have that booklet, but I have her in here. Where is she at? The Morgan, 1 second. If this is the Morgan, that'd be really freaking neat. it would be all on what we've been talking about, especially with Greek mythology. Yes, it is her. It is her. It says sovereignty, the Morgan, sovereignty, but transformation. If you look, this girl, she has all these birds around her, and in her hair, you can see the feathers. But she looks like she's a very sweet girl. She looks very kind. She looks like innocent in a way, but a little, can be a little luring with the fishnet stockings. She's different. She's special. And that's because I feel like she may have once, in relations to us, she may have once not have been this person. Maybe that's why she's kind of like crouched a little bit. But I believe, look, this is the Morgan. That is the true Morgan, the goddess. And she is embodying, because, yeah, she is embodying this God-like energy. Because she goes to her like a friend, like an aunt, like a cousin, like it could be a mother figure to you, a father figure to you, whatever, you know. But she's transformed to where, yes, at first she had to put herself first, because if you're not good for yourself, you're not good for anybody. So she had to do this transformation. She had to change. It was her time. The repetitiveness of these circles, just like the repetitiveness that she kept saying in that damn song, where all this is correlating. Here on this card, it says fall back. What was Katy Perry talking about? She was saying that, and warning him several times, okay, if you mess with me, you know, I'm gonna get my lick back or something, is pretty much what she's saying, because of all the pain she's endured. But not only the pain, I'm sorry, there's something on the screen, but the healing she had to go through, which is usually not done until it's recognized years later that it's still bothering you. So this is something that, you know, it's not to be messed with. You have to be very, very particular with whom you're gonna be with and who you decide to be your partner. Because it's just, God, I was going somewhere with that, but you know, it's senseless to even make something concrete if it's gonna hold you back from ascending, and that's naturally what this earth angel is trying to do. They're trying to fly back to heaven. Now, if you don't know what an earth angel is an angel that was placed on earth. to be of service, just as the angels in heaven, or, you know, angels everywhere serving, helping everyone, fighting on our behalves. So also recognition on that part as well. Just even be a simple act of gratitude so that you're in that mind frame, because when you're grateful for things, it takes you out of yourself and it makes you attract great things for you. I know a lot of people know that. Then we have, let's see, I want to pull a little bit from the tarot and see what's going on with this Katy Perry stuff. And then at the bottom of this deck we have plans, regret. So seeing you is a priority for me. I want to make plans with you. And then regret. I'm disappointed with how things went with us and wish I could change the past. So I am picking up on a relationship dynamic. Somebody had major plans for you, and them. And they regret something that they either have done or they haven't done. And essentially that's something that needs to be healed. Then we have date, which is I like you and I would love to get together to learn more about you. And then we have mirror, which is I reflect back what you project, revealing truths about yourself through what you see in me. So this to me is a very strong divine orchestrated connection. I can see that for a fact. I'm hearing yes. I've been hearing yes. Maybe not the word yes, but I've received confirmation for a while now. At the bottom of the deck, we have justice. This could have been a karmic relationship situation. But I see that you have I see that there's new opportunities coming in for you. Abundance, prosperity, security, and stability. Once you find some balance, or let's say you have found the balance, and now you're starting to see the opportunities presenting themselves. You're seeing the money. You're feeling the security. All on your own. It looks like that you were very loyal and faithful to something that meant a lot to you, that you found yourself like an awestruck, or just like finding yourself where you're so caught up in the moment, it's like you just caught a ride on the current and you're just riding that current, and that current is full of like being strong and ambitious and ready to just tackle whatever this idea, this goal I have in mind. I know I'm going to come through with it because I'm a loyal person and I'm extremely faithful. But unfortunately with the Five of Pentacles, I'm seeing that you have felt this energy, you have gone through this, and the result was hardship. Maybe definitely feelings of abandonment. Possibly isolation. You feel the loss and grief. Yeah, and it's been a struggle. It's definitely been a struggle for you. But it's something that you had to heal for yourself and for those around you. If you have kids, that might be one thing. If you know, family could be another. Your close, good girlfriends and guy friends, you know, the people that you're in network with, that you deal with on a daily basis. Let's say you are, let's say you own some sort of enterprise or LLC. You know, you have to show up as your best. You know, you have to be there to represent so that your people can represent you the way you represent yourself, which is why the healing has to be done. Because ultimately what you put out, because I'm sure after all this diligent work of planning things for you and this other person in the future, and just shifting your mind space to like being very goal action oriented, being very diligent and precise with what you do because you just want to treat it so gentle, you know? Being loyal and faithful even though you didn't have to be. It can definitely put you in a Five of Pentacles, especially whenever you've put all that love out. And underneath that, I have the Five of Swords. The Ten of Swords. I'm not going to take it, but it says, once again, it's solidifying the Five of Pentacles. You know, defeat, failure. There's maybe bitterness between you guys or within yourself. You may feel betrayed by the other person, or they feel betrayed by you. Now you're feeling burnt out and exhausted. You're ready to collapse and just give up, because you've put so much energy into it, all this planning and surfing on this current, you know, with full of ambition and just fire energy, that if you have water, the fire's gonna burn out. Not just if you have water, the fire's gonna burn out. I think that just came out very wrong. But to me, that's how it looks. But that, I know that's not how it is. It's just like you know, so much emotion is here that if these two emotions, if these two people felt like this, then I know my nail's not, it's messed up, I'm sorry. But if two people felt like this, whenever things were going so good and then it just automatically shifted to this, well, that's got to be painful. To me, it's rapid. This happened very quickly, split-second decision. Something was triggered, whoop, went the other way, and somebody chased that high horse for sure. And I'm getting that you have been very resourceful about this manifestation that you think and you feel that was either yours or theirs or the both of yours. But I see you using your willpower to get out of it. With the Ace of Pentacles. Now, talk about that. We have the Lovers, which is what we were just talking about. Here it's saying twin flames, a balance between two people. Now we do have date, and if you go on a date with somebody, it's going to show how much you guys are just a lot alike. A lot alike. Okay, so we have the Lovers, and we have the Ace of Wands. So definitely you may have been dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag, that you, well, I feel like the both of you wanted to have it all. I don't know. No, I think maybe just one of you wanted to have it all because it says emotional stability, family harmony. And I'm getting that the other person didn't want to settle. They weren't ready to settle. Hence the Five of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. But I'm seeing that this was someone's manifestation, was to have this new love in their life, which they waited a very long time for. I'm getting the Ace of Wands describes this connection. Not only does it say twin flame, this was a spiritual, this was a divine union that was created. It was initiated by either before you were born or by the gods. And the passion that ensued between you and this person was really, really hot. It was really, really steamy. And then we see the Ten of Cups. I think this person did want happiness with you, but because I feel, no, I know there was a lack of clarity and uncertainty. So as far as the family harmony and emotional stability, I don't think the other person wanted it to go that deep. Then we have the Tower. So you were flowing in this energy where you manifested this amazing twin flame where you both vibed. There was some balance within the charisma between the both of you. This was, like I said, a product of your manifestation. This was given to you by the universe. This is something that you prayed for and you waited very, very patient for. Because, referring again back to Katy Perry's lyrics, she wasn't settling with nobody. And it had been a long time since she had, because it had taken her a long time to heal the damage from the one before. So she wasn't gonna open up, and she made it very clear that if we're not on the same page, which what I'm seeing here is that you guys weren't, one person felt different about the other, which made the scales unbalanced. And I mean, with that, that's a very, especially when you're in the Ten of Cups energy, if things become unbalanced, I mean, that is going to be, it could go so many ways. It can go so many ways because so many people are different in this world. And I mean, I know there's a million ways to describe just one word, but you know, who knows how this other person is gonna choose their words. Who knows how the other person's gonna choose their words. The fear that has developed, that is now something that needed to be healed. But because you are so far in your healing journey, you were able to spot it, feel it, accept it, and transmute it. Which can feel yucky. But something happened between the two of you. Once the Ten of Cups energy came around. And I feel like when that Ten of Cups energy started showing itself between the two of you, one of you hightailed it real fast out of there, which caused a sudden change. It caused things to crumble down, like a steep slope, a slope that's probably like 11 miles downhill, down mountain. And it caused a lot of chaos, obviously destruction, but also, you know, confusion that could have been avoided and still can be. It just takes, certain action. And I don't know if it's confidence. I'm not sure. Let's see what comes after the Tower. Spirit, tell me more about what's going on with this Tower. Yeah. Oh. Okay, so there was a change on their beliefs. There was a change on someone's beliefs when it came to being in a committed relationship. I think maybe somebody got scared of the idea, like, oh shit, what if I get stuck? There's going to be no way out. It was just a lot of doomsday talking. You know, how am I going to recover from this? You know, then what if I get someone knocked up? Or, you know, like going through all these scenarios in your head. How do you not know if this person don't want to have no more babies? You know, or how do you know if this person just doesn't see the necessary means in having to have paper for y'all's deep, loving, eternal connection? And these are just examples. These aren't mine. Can I resonate with some of them? Like, kind of feel a little, you know, yeah, but they're not my beliefs. I'm just saying examples. And with this Hierophant, the moment where time stopped within this dynamic, and the peak of, hey, Kona, girl, chill. The moment that this energy came into play, somebody bolted out. And it's crazy because on this tower, the tower gets struck by lightning, but you can see this bolt of lightning. Somebody jet out. Remember I was talking about seeing mountains and two peaks? And it represents the hard things you had to endure or over, what's the word? What is the word? All the hardships that you had to go through and that left marks on you for years until you could, until you could get to a state to being able to accept where you may have been wrong in the situation, where, pinpointing where, and the other feelings that follow it, like the feelings of betrayal. Why am I feeling betrayed? Why is this person making me feel betrayed? You know, I can easily get through this, but for some reason this one person, you know, but I don't know. I feel a lot of confusion here, because one minute we're planning and, you know, in our minds, we're mapping out that blueprint mutually. Okay, it wasn't one-sided, let's be honest. And then all of a sudden, the Five of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. And Spirit just solidified after that. Like, and put it in perspective what happened. The Magician. Major Arcana. We have so many Major Arcanas out here. The Magician. The Lovers. The Ace of Wands. The Tower. The Hierophant. I can read just the Major Arcanas. Justice. We talked about that one earlier. What else do we have for this? Let's see, let me pull something from here. Yeah, somebody feels played out. They're exhausted. It's not that, well, maybe they've given up. It says moving on. Thank you, next. Somebody may ride a bike. It could be a bike, it could be a motorcycle, it could be a moped. Somebody can, or an electric scooter. But I'm getting the person who rode a bike feels played out by this queen rising. This queen is stepping into power. She's receiving praise, and she's coming up in spotlight, limelight. And I feel, well, okay, now it's telling me something about this romantic love affair. Maybe she's stepping into her power. Because this romantic love affair was strictly no strings attached. It was a sex fix. Or there was a secret lover. And it didn't have to be in secret. People are bluntly honest these days. Like I said, take only what resonates, okay? Okay, let's see. What else do I need to know about this spread right here in regards to Katy Perry? So there's photo proof, getting evidence. With this camera right here, that makes me feel like this person is spying on you. Then it says crying over you, sad, hurt, it's upset, etc. Or this can be you. Take it how it resonates, you or them. I feel like one of you is showing a female, so maybe the female is kissing ass while the other is crying over you. But all this is doing is wasting time. Y'all feel stuck. There's no changes. You feel restricted because you still feel bound and tied to this person. Heather. We have a wolf in sheep's clothing. Is now unfazed and unbothered about, I want to say, the person they're dealing with. Because it can't be about the moving on. It's got to be about wasting your time. One of you wasted each other's time. Maybe the both of you wasted each other's time. And it's just stating here that the one who is not being honest, the one that not is unfazed about the fact that not only did they waste their time, or maybe they got something out of it, I don't know. But what about the other person? So now I'm seeing bad karma. Now once again, back to the Katy Perry song that I channeled earlier. It talked about, Juicy J was describing Katy Perry as her name being Karma. Because if you're going to be with her, you're going to come at her correct, as she would to you. A divine feminine, okay? I'm talking about my divine feminines and masculines out there. They will be reaping some sort of bad karma. Okay, well that gave me a storyline. And then we have impersonator. Wants to be you. Acts like, dresses like, look like, or copies you. Okay, I don't think that really has much to go into that, but I do want to pull from, where is it, this deck, and see what's going on. This is the Kipperish. Oh, by the way, I have made several oracle decks, and I'm in the process of, Geminis are bad at starting projects and not finishing them, like not seeing it all the way through. So I'm determined. I'm not letting myself give up, because I've received compliments, and I do have faith in my work. I've been painting and drawing ever since I think it started more like around 8, 9, and I was drawing really nice pictures, just pencil and paper. Actually, I'm about to go grab one of them that I drew, because she said, like a bird, no, birds, what the fuck? Like a bird without a cage. And I think it's symbolic, because I don't know why the fuck I was drawing it. So, and I literally went with the intention to put pen to paper and to just let what had to come out. Because when I'm painting, that's how I express myself, my emotions, that's how I channel, that's how I transmute, and I work through some things. But that's a huge avenue. I'm a big crafty person. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna go grab that picture, and I'll be right back. I'm just gonna put it on dark mode. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay, that didn't take me that long. So I started on this bird, and I honestly didn't know what it was going to be at first. I thought it was going to be maybe like a stump or maybe like a flower or something, but no, I was drawing a bird. I haven't finished. I just started yesterday. And to me, it almost kind of like, I gotta fix it up. But to me, it kind of looks like a phoenix. A phoenix rising from the ashes. This is the ember. It doesn't necessarily have the phoenix tail, but I wasn't quite sure what to do with it yet. I just wanted to even it out. But yes, I draw and paint a lot, and that's one of the next things I'm going to be doing is starting either a vlog or another page for my artwork, because I have a lot of it. And people are always telling me, oh, you should sell your artwork, you should do this, you should do that. Well, I'm not really trying to make people pay for any services. I'm trying to give back. I'm trying to help when I have time that I can put aside to help and do my part in, for instance, why I was put here to do in the first place. And that is to give clarity and to reassure and to help people find their confidence and their courage, and hopefully to direct them in the right direction. So yes, that was my drawing. Now, I've also, I know I've started on this topic several times. I have not finished. I have created several oracle decks. This is one that I'm working on now. I still have to finish cutting a few of them, but like it says revenge, it says love at first sight, and they're not trimmed out. So it says jackpot, turn off. It says, no, this is live, baby. It says celebrate, victory, success, dream, heartbreak, soulmates, I hate you. What does that say? Introspection, chakras, meditation, escape, delicious, magnifique, perfection, yummy, caution, beware, snakes, social media, spying. I heard that one a lot. This one says taking a break. This one says have fun. I'm giving all my secrets away, but it's okay. I want you guys to have these tools. And also, I'm not open to doing personal readings, maybe in the future, but if you just must insist that you would like one from me, just let me know in the comments and we can discuss it. I will put time aside for you. It says have fun. We have seduction, talking shit, gossip, confession, bliss. Yes, it's a reading. This is just, I'm going over an oracle deck that I created that I'm going to be selling here soon. deeply in love, thinking of you, envy, someone from the past, sin, pity party, playing the victim, our song, earth angel, alignment, ascending, and spiritual gifts, game over, passion, and I have the deck total of this deck right here is going to consist of 100 pieces, 100 cards. So it's going to have all sorts of shit in it. This is, these two are supposed to go with it, lies and sex, but I got it too close whenever I laminated. I bought this really nice laminator, and the pouches, some really decent pouches. I've even been laminating my, like, I'm going to show you. I've been laminating the cards that I make myself so it'd be easier to shuffle. I may make those available. If anybody is interested in that, I can possibly, just let me know in the comments below if you like it. If you like the a certain oracle deck. Now, I will eventually be making my own tarot, but here's another oracle deck that I have. This one is going to be more family oriented. It's going to, like, for instance, I created this one. It says Super Dad, and it says all these things on there. And then this one is for Mom. And I'm actually, and I've already gotten an okay with my entire family. But for each role, for the aunt, for the uncle, so that I'm not copywriting, I'm going to be using my own family members. Which is kind of really putting myself out there, but it is simply just a tool. It's not going to be a photo album to, you know. But this is for my two girls, so children. And then this one down here is for travel, adventure, changes, excursions, and that's a whole separate deck. This one takes longer. This one I just do on the computer. Now, if you're interested in making your own deck, whether it be a tarot deck or an oracle deck, if you would like the card size to be a little bit bigger or not, I have got it down packed. The different sizes, how many fits on a page. All you need is a simple, regular inkjet, or just one of those simple computers, printers that a lot of people have at home. And I will sell the template that I've created for very, very cheap. Like, I don't know, like maybe $4 or something for the, and it will be a download. It would come through you via email. So you can go in and save it under whatever whatever file you want to save it under. So yes, and if you have any ideas on certain kinds of decks that you are interested in, like whether it be about, like I said, I'm doing one on family. That one's going to be pretty interesting. If anybody out there is feeling kind of nosy and wants to wants to kind of see what's happening with the feelings that they're picking up in their family and see if it's true or not, that's going to be a really good deck, because I'm going to go through the whole family tree damn near. I'm going to stop at second at great-great-grandparents, but immediate family and extended family to a certain degree. And different other little cards thrown in there. My plan is to keep the deck quantity at 100, because it gives you a wide variety, a wide range of different options, different things. I know people are constantly combining decks, or just, I don't know, I see a lot of people gravitating towards the big oracle decks, because there's just so many more options, you know, to get that real core specific message that you're trying to get, so you can just put the pieces together. So yes, that's what I wanted to say. Like I said, like Katy Perry says, if you're interested in an oracle deck, it doesn't have to be right now. You can say, yay, I'm interested, you know, or if you have any ideas, please let me know in the comments below. Don't be shy. And if you do like what you've heard tonight, if any of it resonated, it would mean a ton to me if you would just let me know in the comments below that you do resonate with this, or you have a friend that's going through this, or you see what I'm talking about. Something like that would be very nice to hear from somebody. Okay, so we're gonna dive into this deck. There's a lot of cards right here. Let me put this picture up. Okay. Spirit, what's going on with all this energy, this, you know, manifestation, this moving on from it, this conflict that ensued between two people? Why? Why all this? Well, so that both of you could ultimately ascend to a higher potential. You could ascend to using your gifts to a stronger degree. That's why. Increase in wisdom and awareness. Okay. Tell me more, Spirit. Please. Relationship. I knew I was talking about a relationship. I mean, romantic love affair. This person who is spying on you just wants a sex fix, or they want a secret lover on this side. At first, maybe. Because it talks about, Juicy J talks about in the song how he was just gonna hit it and quit it, but Lil Mama sold dope, he messed around and got addicted. Okay, well, not real dope. It's like, he also states her heart is on steroids, meaning she has a huge heart. This is a kind person. This is not somebody that, you know, you want to come in and cause any havoc in their space, because they didn't do anything, hence the bad karma. Then we have kissing ass. I think the both of you guys were doing this back and forth. And right here it says wasting time. You guys were stuck in a cycle that was very limited, that ended up causing a tower moment. A tower moment with this person who wasn't wearing their emotions on their sleeves. They weren't expressing how they truly felt about you. Now this wolf is licking his lips like he just tasted something really delicious. But there's a certain direction he's headed in. It's telling me that this wolf in sheep's clothing is unfazed by this situation. Then I pulled from another deck. This is some sort of relationship that built over time, and it's number 4, so maybe within 4 months this relationship has been built or has developed. At the bottom of the deck, it looks like this tower moment has caused you, at the beginning, we have that transit, yep, feeding, the one that I said looked like the Morgan transformation. Due to the reunion you have had with your divine ancestors, maybe even your cosmic family. Yes, your cosmic family. You have finally found self-love for yourself. Okay. Spirit, tell me why this relationship here. It says divinity. I told you. This was a divine orchestrated relationship, partnership. If you want to call it a situationship, fine. But I'm just orchestrated for the both of you to cross each other's path for a certain reason. What was the reason, Spirit? It's saying king, but I mean genders don't matter in this reading. But orchestrated, being that you are in the place of the high priestess, certain divinely are in any archetypes of the high priestess that coincides with your gifts, where you make, and this has happened to you unless you are very, very spiritually in tuned and you know what happened to you, but this was ultimately one of your gifts, and why you were put here was to cause a catalyst so that one must face their inner fears. And that could be for this Ice King. This person can be mad. This person or 46. Tell me more, Spirit. This Ice King is reaping karma. But both of you have gone through pain. Both of you, I mean, this was a karmic dynamic relationship that had to happen for further growth. Unfortunately, the disconnection was a huge part of it, so that both of you could step into your power. And start truly manifesting. Not just manifesting, but truly manifesting left and right, you know? When you're in that energy, that's all that happens. Or it happens a lot. It happens a lot to me, and I will test it out. There's been times where I've said something before I left the house that it was going to be there when I got there, with no certainty. With at first, with the initial thought, there was probably it's not going to be there, but myself before I left, that's saying that no, I started to change my mind, started to there. A synchronicity to me. So there's some sort of God considers narrative. That's a rich guy. Okay, you could your Chinese sign could be the number 4 or the 4th house. I just turned this over and it says crying over you. I think we already pulled that one out. It says sad, hurt, unexpected. So we have the number 6, mature woman. And just like Katy Perry was talking about, and I just want to reiterate now that we've gotten this far, okay? I'm way over an hour into this. What Katy Perry's song Dark Horse means, simply just dark horse. It means someone who is not well known or expected to succeed, unexpectedly achieves When I read that, that made me think, you know, energies can really cloak themselves, because I would have never had viewed this as a competition. Seeing, you know, the other partner's energy and the other partner's energy. Somebody's intention was not to be in a competition with you whatsoever. You may be a life path 6, you may be Gemini, Libra, no, in Chinese zodiac, but 6 is with mature woman, the 6 dragon, and Sagittarius. And 6 in tarot is the lovers. Gemini energy. Oh, I was pulling from the bottom. Okay, so has protection. Boss. They may own, or the both of them, LLC or um, job, you know, where you allow people to work for cash, you know. But I see that you may have boss coming out with house. To me, this is not you're the boss of the house. That's crazy because some of this is resonating with me. Not all of it, but some of it. Boss is the number 88, and that's the year I was born. House is ultimately number 2. I'm not getting that this person is the boss of the house. Actually, oh, I'm still live. Damn, my phone got overheated. Well, I think I've summed up on this reading. Sorry I'm so close. But I have made a decision to do the all signs reading. So Kona, calm down, baby. Oh shit, there's a mouse. Kona, get it. Go get it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Calm down. Calm down. I got a big old black lab. It's funny because like I'm really learning a lot about Greek mythology, and there was, okay, this is a short story. Let me put you back up on the pedestal. Short story. So I was doing something in the house, and I started thinking about, or I saw something that said Hecate. And I know quite a bit about her. I know her symbols, I know her colors, her number, not her phone number that I can call her up, but you know, she represents the number 3, being that she has 3 faces. She is the watcher of crossroads, hence why she has the 3 faces, so she can watch each direction. And she's also she's also a gatekeeper for many realms and places. So she holds, so keys are very symbolic for her. Well, I was doing something in the house and I was thinking about her, and I didn't call upon her, but she was very much embedded in my thoughts. And it wouldn't have surprised me later on that day that I would have contacted her, which I did, due to the fact that she sent me a sign. And the sign were, when I walked into the bathroom to grab something, right next to the sink were, and they're in my purse, and my purse is not out here, but were these two little old keys that you would use in like a house that was built in like the 1900s, like a skeleton looking key. Some people collect them. I think they're fascinating. But that's one of her symbols. So anytime you may see her symbols and think, you know, you're feeling drawn to a certain god or goddess, you know, it's not random. It's not random at all. And when I saw those two keys sitting right next to the sink, I automatically knew that it was her calling out to me. And at that moment, that feeling I was explaining earlier about feeling warm, but kind of like the warmth, like it's hot out here, it's warm out here, but I'm also embodying this warmthness that almost like a baby, like a newborn baby can endure. You know how you have to swaddle them, and if it's still hot, you know, they still get cranky, and you just, or, you know, just like some people maybe feel a little bit more comfort in heat. Some people feel more comfort in colder temperatures. But I got this just warmness that just, it just covered my whole, like from my midsection up, and my right leg started, like my kneecap started to tingle. Now that's one of my gifts and confirmation for me when spirit's with me, when I'm receiving a message. I also get the ringings in both ears, and I get it quite often, but the knee tingling is a big one for me. And sometimes it gets real intense, but and it doesn't hurt or anything like that, but it just shows me that I am connecting, I'm channeling with another spirit. So I thought that was pretty neat that she reached out to me, and just the mere fact of what I was going through, or what I've been going through, has been something that I've needed, that needed to be triggered in me so that I could go in and look at it and heal it. I feel like it would have taken me a lot longer to get to this place if I were to have not followed my intuition, and I would have rejected it in a sense by not following what they're telling me to do. So that's one thing I'm very, very big on, even if my heart says otherwise, is to follow what my guides are telling me, because I've learned, and I've learned very, very quickly, that there's a reason that they are guiding you into a certain direction, and the reason is not small. And if you do what they say, or if you do and you show up for their guidance and you put your part of action into it, they will help you with making it happen, whatever that may be. The good thing I like about Hecate is she isn't about like the bullshit, like the spell casting. I mean, she's a witch. She's the queen of witches. So she withholds a lot of power. She worked with Ra a lot, and even Ra at a point in time was a little scared of her too, because of the things she was capable of. No, I'm sorry, Anubis. I said Ra. Anubis, my bad. But anyway, that's for another discussion. I just thought it was neat, and I thought I would share the fact that, you know, she called out to me. But let's see. Before I close this reading out, I want to, we are gonna do a dark goddess oracle and see what it's got to say. Wow. At the bottom of the deck, we have Mother Gaia, the goddess of creation, of earth, the trees, the flowers, the streams, the animals are her kingdom. So creation. And then we have Deer Woman, who looks like Hokoponis, and it says temptation. Okay, which one needs to come out for the collective? Give me one more. Okay, we have Pythia, which represents knowledge. She represents knowledge. And we have Nyx, which represents, she represents respite. So we have Pythia, and I see a python right there. And we have Nyx. Let's see what the meanings are for these two, because I did ask that please show me what the collective needs to hear. Pythia came out first, so I really want to go with her first. Give me one. Okay, here I am. Okay. Pythia, knowledge, study, learn, absorb each word, remember facts, senses stirred. Trust and share your knowledge wide, sense the teacher deep inside. By the power of the dark goddess in me, protection in place, blessed be. Once again, another spell. Dark Goddess's guidance is, a little knowledge can be a dangerous thing if not supported by wisdom. Your longevity of studying makes you the real deal, but are your teachers all they profess to be? Do you place trust in the knowledge you hold, or do you follow someone else's teaching? Pythia reminds you to seek answers directly from the source and not to rely too heavily on others. She will grant you access to a higher knowledge and the teachings of the wise one who have walked before. You may recognize these ancient ones as they visit you in the dream time and ask that you trust your intuition. True knowledge comes from within, from years of studying and a dedication to a higher source of learning. Will you be poisoned by the forked tongue words of others, or will you have the courage to share that which you truly know? Time to become the oracle and let others hear your insightful counsel that is inspired by the goddess herself. So it's saying, and her archetype is teacher of the Greek origin, which means Oracle of Delphi. The foresight is, investigate a teacher's credentials and experience before signing up. Studying will open up new opportunities. Stop relying on others to give you the answers. Dive deep within. You already know. Be open to receiving esoteric information. You have a natural ability to teach. So this is what Pythia is here to tell the collective. And then we have Nyx, which is respite. And I saw her. God, this is so long. I just like totally overindulged in this live. Okay. Respite. Shattered figures cross the night, secrets shared, no need for fright. Within her arms now rest and heal, those to trust she will reveal. By the power of the dark goddess in me, protection in place, blessed be. Okay, so this dark goddess's guidance is shh, literally. You're giving away your secrets. It's all too easy to confide in someone you wish to trust, especially when you are feeling vulnerable. Remember that appearance can be deceptive. You would be wise to be watchful and to trust no one at this time. Nyx calls to you across the night skies to find comfort and respite from she who is the mother of all creatures. She understands that you have endured a long, dark night of the soul and wishes to take you into her confidence. This sounds exactly like what you need at this time, but be warned, for if Nyx knows that you two are good at gleaning information from others to use for your own purpose, she will use all that you have revealed to her against you. So be mindful of how and who you share any particulars with. Take this opportunity to rest, regroup, and journey deep within with Nyx as your guide. Okay, so the dark goddess's foresight is, keep your cards close to your chest. Don't share your ideas with anyone at this time. That was great information. I should have gotten this card first before the reading. I'm just kidding. You're a great listener and a natural counselor. Speak to someone you can trust. Retreat and get away from it all. Protect your work from the ambition of others. Appearances can be deceptive. So the archetype for Nyx is Confider, and she is the goddess of the night. That's what I'm getting. So that was the two last messages. And the last but not least thing I'm going to get, if I can find it, right here. There's a couple numbers. It feels so good to just come on live and be here with you guys and just be able to kind of really open up and talk to you guys. I saw a card that's not supposed to be. There it is. It's definitely, it's a change, but it's a change for the good. And it's exciting. I'm excited to do another live. All right. What does the collective need to hear at this time? We have 03. You could be seeing 330 or 0330. This is Lucky Shirt. It's it says pursue your goals and get what you want. It will provide wonderful benefits for you and the people you hold dear. Your ability to communicate is improving at this time, which will make it easier for you to interact with a broad spectrum of individuals. Okay, let's see. What else does the collective need to hear? It says 0808, swift action. You will enter a time of expansion, so begin taking steps towards achieving your ultimate objective immediately. Finances will miraculously improve. Oh, and somebody has their mind set on you. That's literally what it says. Oh. Okay. What else do we have? 0404. Slow down. Pay close attention to the people in your life, your surroundings, and your physical health. Don't freak out. It's just a warning to be careful and awake to avoid any further issues. Communicate clearly and keep healthy boundaries. Okay, one more. We have 999. So you can be seeing any of these numbers. This is release. Your current circumstances are ending, so you might take advantage of better ones. If you are experiencing a significant change or conclusion, viewing your life as a series of cycles or chapters may be helpful. How can you make room for something new to emerge? And at the bottom set is 1515, which is the big break. An opportunity, help, extra cash, or other support is coming your way. So keep going and have fun when performing your tasks. The most tremendous success comes from passion. All efforts will be rewarded big time. Well, that's nice. That's very nice. Well, guys, I think I went past my time and just got a little carried away. As I do this more, I think it'll get a little bit easier for me to talk a little bit faster. But we're constantly evolving. So I will catch you guys on the next one. See you later.